just had to cough right before I hit record. Welcome to the show. This is your boy HL on the show, Life as I See It podcast. We have a special guest back on the mic. Y'all may know her. Her name is Eve. Say hi.
Hi.
Or something. And then, of course, we got your boy Quiet Kev is in the building. So this is going to be the special edition, Life as She Sees It. She's going to be bringing that female perspective here, which is great because I really want to know what's going on. So we're going to start this off like, okay, so we know the whole abortion bill things is going on, all this stuff. Now get this. So we know Texas. Texas is like all for this kind of shit. Like, right, they're all for this kind of shit. So there was apparently a pastor who backed a criminalizing abortion bill in Texas, and he just recently got arrested on child sex abuse charges. Yes, that guy. Yes, a pastor who backed a bill to criminalize abortion got arrested.
How are you going to molest children if there are none? Oh, wait. That's why you'd want to stop abortion. Got it. Damn. Okay. He just needs more supply. Supply and demand, ladies. Supply and demand.
Fuck. Like it's a fucking mill.
I feel so dirty right now just saying that. Ew.
Because it is fucked up.
It's a puppy mill.
So he's
for pedophiles.
This is what happened. So he was supported the legislation in Texas, which is funny because it actually didn't pass. Surprisingly enough, it didn't pass. And so they said that he was accused of subjecting these children to inappropriate touching that escalated to sexual intercourse multiple times a day or several times a week from 2013 to 2015. But he has a bond. He has a bond of $50,000.
Let me guess, it was his people from his church that bonded him out?
No, actually, his church completely turned on him. They excommunicated him.
Nice.
They totally excommunicated him.
Good job.
They said that he told his wife about the abuse in May, and then when he admitted it to his co-pastors that same day, they basically decided to excommunicate his ass, and he was a father of 7 kids. 7 kids.
That's a lot of kids.
That too.
Well, I mean, yeah. For goodness sake.
But this is what the bill would have done. So the bill that he was backing would have abolished abortions and charged women with homicide if they underwent the procedure. And that level of, they said that level of offense can be punishable by death in Texas.
I thought you could just kill anybody in Texas. Like, that's their thing. Like, you can kill.
Well, if it's with a gun.
I mean, no. I mean, like, the law can actually be like, we're going to kill you.
Right. But this is what he said. This is what the dude that got accused of the child abuse stuff, this is one of the quotes that he said when he was backing this bill. He goes, "Whoever authorizes or commits murder is guilty. They're guilty already in a court that is far more weighty than what is here in Texas." That was his own words. This is the child sex abuser's quote.
So wait, it's not okay to have an abortion, but it's okay to sexually molest and fucking ruin children who are already here.
Yep.
Cool, got it. I'll write that down.
See, now that's all they want.
That's all
they want. If we would just understand.
I'm gonna write it down, guys.
Yes, we need to, because if we just write it down, we need to remember it. So that way they won't be so damn mad.
Yeah,
they're totally upset about this.
I'm gonna reference back to my things that make me grumpy notebook. And
yeah, because that's just, it's fucking just ridiculous. I don't know what's going on there, but that's what you get. That's what you get. When you do stupid shit happens to you. Shit, hey, why does this seem to happen? Why does this seem to be a common theme with especially with pastors? They always speak out so harshly on everyone else's lives, and they're so fucking dirty. And you're like, how? But how, Sway? But how do you even have the nerve? Like, I couldn't come out and speak against people when I'm doing some shady ass dirt like that in the shadows. Like,
I can only assume that Jesus actually is all right, bro, you said too much. Now I gotta throw you under the bus. You should have just kept on preaching about normal stuff.
Right.
You had to be extra.
Just had to be extra.
So here we go.
Right. Nobody say nothing about hating nobody.
And you know Jesus, he's just like, done. I'm done with you. I'm done.
Well, in some possibly good news, July 1st, we are officially getting a new fast food item on the market. It is going to be a KFC Cheetos sandwich.
Get out.
You mean to tell me? I know you can eat chicken, right? You don't want a Cheetos chicken sandwich?
I love Cheetos, and I love chicken. But don't put them together.
Every time I think about this shit, I'm like, somebody high as fuck came up with this.
Yeah.
And presented it to the board.
I guess it can't be that terrible considering the fact that, like, with that Mexican junk food, they'll put, like, flaming hot Cheetos on stuff. So, I mean, maybe it'll be good unless they're thinking about, like, making the Cheeto into the breading for the chicken.
No, I think that's
then
what it is.
Then it's a hot mess.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Goodbye.
It looks like they put Cheetos on it. So, wait,
Get out, KFC.
They don't even want to hear it. They just like, fuck this, all hell. Like, it's so wrong, I guess. So, like, it looks like from the picture, it looks like it's got Cheetos on it, and then it's got a breaded piece of chicken, but the chicken looks like, it's like the same color as the Cheetos, so I'm assuming
they
breaded, they breaded the chicken with the Cheetos as well.
We're not doing that.
That sounds like some stay-at-home, like Pinterest mom shit.
No, did you ever do this as a kid though? I saw some of the kids that would bring their lunch from home. They had a bag of chips and they had their sandwich, and they would open their sandwich and put the chips in the sandwich.
Girl, yes, come on now.
I didn't do that. We got school lunch. We were poor. We got school lunch.
I feel like school lunch is not poor. I feel like you can't get it for free, so I guess you're right. But y'all never got chips in a sandwich with it? Like, y'all never, y'all got chips in a sandwich.
My mom would have slapped the shit out of us if we put chips in our sandwich.
What? Why? What's wrong? That is love. She would have been like, that's
not how food works. And
that is how food works.
The shit out of us.
That's exactly how food works. You know what's funny is just the other day I made a bomb-ass sandwich with chips in it. Crushed that bitch up and everything. You gotta smash it down and hear that crunch. And you like, yeah, it's gonna be good.
No, that's inappropriate.
That's not inappropriate.
My mom would have I could just feel my mom like coming up behind me and
that's because you got scared out of it. See, she ain't let you live. Now you gotta live.
I mean, I did everything else except put fucking chips on my sandwich.
People, I need to know this. I need to know: do you guys put chips on your sandwiches? That's what I want to know. I need somebody to tell me that I'm not alone in this, because growing up, that's all I knew a bunch of people that would do that shit.
Yeah, so did I. But I'm just saying, my family, we didn't put chips on our sandwiches because my mom would have smacked us.
So you never did it? Are you saying that's what my question is now?
My brothers might have. I don't know. I can't keep track of my brothers.
I'm saying, have you done it like since you've moved out, since you're a grown adult?
I haven't.
Damn, you got PTSD?
Have you met my mom?
I mean, hey, no, I get it. Been there, done that. I still got some shit that I won't do either. And both my parents ain't even on earth no more, and I'm still nervous.
Their ghosts will come up.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. They'll come anywhere. I told you I don't like that spirit shit because you can't fight spirits.
Right.
Well, I wouldn't try to fight my parents anyway.
Go back.
Sage.
Go back.
You didn't find no.
You like start like jabbing at them with the sage. You're like,
like all the black people started using sage after like Nipsey Hussle died. They're like, oh, I'm sage in my house. I'm like, you didn't even know what sage was. Right? You thought that was somebody's name. Oh, sage at the strip club. Oh, yeah, I know her. She be tripping.
They're using the sage after they use it on the chicken.
Might be. That's what I might be. So speaking of some shit, did you hear about this? So there's a black woman who recently got her PhD, and her name is Marijuana Pepsi. She is officially a doctor now, so her name now is officially
Dr. Pepsi?
Dr. Marijuana Pepsi.
I would totally go to her.
And this is what's dope though. She got her PhD with a dissertation on uncommon names.
I mean, you have to.
Exactly. I feel like with a name like that.
If your fucking parents were like, yo, your name's Marijuana Pepsi, like, you gotta make something of yourself, because then if you don't, you're gonna end up either a stripper or a prostitute.
I mean, she could have did anything with that name.
I know, she really could. She could have been a superhero.
Yeah. She said that well, here's the thing. It was trending on Twitter. So everybody thought that Pepsi was coming out with like a marijuana-infused drink. Only to find out that it was all about a black woman who got her PhD and she just has a fucked up name.
All right.
So she said that people made such a big deal out of it. She said this was her dissertation topic: black names in white classrooms. Teacher behaviors and student perceptions was based on her personal experience as a black student with an uncommon name. And she said that when she was interviewed, she said about the effect of their, distinctly black names on their treatment by teachers and on their academic achievement. I can see that. Because
Is it
I've been in school.
marijuana like M-A-R-I-J?
It's spelled exactly like marijuana.
Okay, because
exactly
I mean,
like
if it was
Pepsi.
like Mary and then Juana,
No, her parents literally legit spelled her name exactly like weed.
those are mean parents.
They named her marijuana. Well, shit, not anymore. Shit. Now she's famous for this unique name. But they said that when she was interviewed, she said teachers would interrupt her, like attendance in class, and like ask her, like about her name. Like she always like ask the story.
They're
and all
like,
this
"Are
other
you
stuff.
sure? Are you
Right.
sure that's your name?" She's like, "That's the only one I've ever had." What?
Yeah, but she had to speak on it because she said that she noticed that no other kids, would get. But I'm like, but here's the thing, though. Your name is Marijuana Pepsi.
Right.
I'm sorry. This ain't got nothing to do with the fact that you black. This just got something to do with the fact that your name is Marijuana Pepsi. That's what I was gonna say.
I didn't even know she was black.
Right.
I would
wouldn't
have assumed.
Let's say you were somebody who could hire people at a job and you saw Marijuana Pepsi on an application,
Or
what
a
kind of
resume.
person do you think is gonna come through that door? You have no idea.
No, I would think that is a bogus resume. I'd be like, toss that in the trash. That's not real.
And that would be fucked up. But see, that's the other thing that makes this shit so hard.
You know how they do those sample resumes that you can like just
Oh, yeah.
copy and paste? I would have been like, oh, someone did a sample resume. Fuck this. Like, throw it out. I guess you'd have to attach your picture to it and be like, I am marijuana.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. She said my high school basketball coach, somebody saw it. Once it went like viral on Twitter, apparently somebody that used to be, so this is what they said. They said my high school basketball coach told us he used to once have a student named Marijuana Pepsi Jackson who became super successful, and I thought he might be lying. And then he said, then like 10 years later, a coworker told the same story. And then he's like, homegirl been an urban legend in my life for 15 years. Like, he didn't believe the teacher or the coach. Like, nobody believed her because they're like, really, you have somebody that, because how believable is that? Yeah. I can't imagine her doing anything that has to do with giving out her name. They'd be like, what's your first name? Marijuana. Okay, so
no,
what's your
but
name?
like for real though,
right?
What's your name?
How many times do you have to fight with people?
Like, what? Say
if you get stopped by the cops and you black,
you go to jail.
Yeah, you going to jail automatic. No,
that's why she had to get her PhD. I'm just saying, she had to.
Fuck that! I would just tell him my last name, Pepsi. I'm part of the Pepsi family.
Mm-hmm. A little last name you might know, Pepsi. I don't know. Do you know it?
Yeah, like only like the number 2 drink in the world.
I mean,
we know Coke is number 1.
I mean, not trying. Ew, Coke.
Well, I'm not saying my personal. Are you a Coke hater?
I am a Coke hater. It's too much bubble, not enough sugar.
I'm one of those people that I can't taste like the big difference between the two. Like to me, I'm like, I'll take either or. I know that they taste. I didn't listen to what I said. I said the big difference. There isn't a big difference between them.
How are you related to him?
I could drink either or. Pepsi or Coke, it don't matter. Hell, you can give me Shasta. I mean,
RC Cola.
RC is legit too. I drink some RC. What's wrong with RC?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. I was like, was your mama not letting y'all drink RC either?
She didn't.
Get that RC.
She's like, I'm the only.
Oh shit, not the mama. That's just ridiculous. So in the world of crazy news, there was a man he had a pet squirrel. So already I'm intrigued by this story. Then I got even more intrigued when I found out that he was feeding the squirrel meth to keep it angry so that he can use it to attack people. He has an attack squirrel. No bullshit, people. The man had an attack squirrel that he kept in a cage. I mean,
is that real though?
Yes, I seen the video of it. Like he got arrested for something. That's why I ended up in the news. It was one of those situations.
I can just imagine the little squirrel in the cage, like fight me.
Oh yeah,
me.
no, the squirrel was in a cage and everything. Like he kept it as like a legit pet. He had a video of him like petting it, and the squirrel stayed with him like on his bed, was like chilling with him like it was like a dog or something.
Did you see this was a long time ago, the lady who trained squirrels to attack her ex-boyfriend?
Wait, she did what? She did what? Come again?
Supposedly she had trained some squirrels to attack her ex-boyfriend.
How do you train a squirrel in the first place? That's what I want to know. What YouTube videos is y'all watching?
That you can train.
That you could train a squirrel. Like, I can't even, first of all, catch one. That's my biggest thing, because I feel like them motherfuckers is fast as hell.
Well, they're not scared of people. First of all, squirrels aren't scared of people anymore. If you go to the Grand Canyon, you'll know that. They'll come right up to you and swipe your food.
Oh, yeah. Well, I know that in certain areas, but most of the time I've seen a squirrel, that bitch ran for the tree, and then if you try to walk around the tree, you could never see it, because it was always, it was real good at the go-around-about game.
And also, like, I feel like squirrels, like, since they're not scared of people, you could just, like, lure them in with food anyway, and then, like, trap them.
I just never felt like a squirrel would just, I feel like squirrels are like cats.
I mean, this is not like fucking Animaniacs where it's like Slappy Squirrel and the squirrel is smart. Like, the squirrel is just the squirrel. Like,
I know, but they're
food?
so...
Sure, let's go.
But they're
Trapped.
so, like, they're so quick and they're, like, jumpy. That's why I'm like, that's why
Not
I feel
those-
like it's hard to catch one and then train it on top of that. How do you train a fucking...
Chicago.
You know how to train a squirrel?
I can't even train my dogs.
She's like, so there's that.
Actually, they're pretty good, so whatever.
So wait, this is what, so the cops busted into this dude's home. They had to go into his home and seize some stuff because he had warrants or whatever. So addition to the squirrel, they found the meth. They found ammunition, body armor, all this other stuff. They said that apparently it's illegal to have a pet squirrel in Alabama, shockingly enough.
In Alabama, of all places,
that's what I said.
Like, you can have a skunk, you can have a raccoon, but a squirrel, absolutely not.
Right.
Take that shit back into the wilderness.
Don't understand now. I would have thought that something like a squirrel would be allowed to have in Alabama, but I guess we don't live there. So they said that there's no safe way to test the squirrel for drugs because they wanted to test the squirrel.
What are they gonna do? Charge the squirrel?
That's what I said. Like, what you gonna do? But they said that he said that he was feeding the squirrel meth to keep it aggressive. To keep it aggressive.
How do you cuddle with the squirrel after it's methed out, though?
After it comes down.
Oh,
it's
okay.
after it comes down. It's when he needs it to like be aggressive. I don't know.
He's
Maybe
like,
it's got
I need
like
you to fight the mailman. Here, have some meth.
When the repo man comes,
Right.
he's like, "This is the moment."
He's
this
like,
is the
oh
moment
yeah,
we're waiting for.
there's my squirrel.
It's a flying squirrel. All of a sudden, it's got wings. Where the fuck did that come from? Oh, I would hate to get attacked by a squirrel because them things are too damn fast.
Yes.
I'm telling you, the way they go around the tree.
I mean, yes, unless unless you have a Grand Canyon squirrel, which they're fat and slow.
No, we got Chicago stuff.
Chicago squirrels?
Chicago squirrels will
Those
throw
are
up
like
gang
fucking
signs.
thug squirrels, like fucking Bloods and Crips
Yeah, they
and
look like-
shit, like little bandanas, just
Yeah,
fucking throwing up
absolutely.
gang signs in the trees.
Yeah, and then of course Snoop comes out of nowhere because he has to show up to every fucking thing.
He's like, that squirrel right there, that's my boy.
Right? He's like, that's my little homie. So I found there was another Snoop Dogg sighting.
Yes.
There was another Snoop Dogg sighting. Guess what he's involved in now? Just take a wild guess. We know he's involved in all kinds of shit, so it could be anything.
See, he has a
It has nothing to do with weed. Let's just start there.
Okay, so he has a cookbook, he does kid shit.
Look how we gotta go through the list. Like that's how much shit this dude
I'm
is
gonna
involved
say
in.
something to do with puppies.
No.
Damn it.
Shockingly enough, it's clothing. He linked up with this high-end shoe company, and apparently their shoes. And I've seen their shoes. Their shoes are really nice. They run about at least 300 and up though. They're really nice shoes.
But why?
But hold on. So these shoes, they have a line now for Snoop, and they're really nice looking shoes. Now I'm not one to wear weed leaves on my clothes. I'm not. But the way that they did it on these shoes.
You said there wasn't weed involved.
No, I said he wasn't weed. I meant like the product itself.
Oh, okay.
That's what I meant. Like when I meant like, what is he involved in? He already got his own weed. Like Wiz Khalifa, he's already done that.
True.
So we don't. So now he has some very fancy, nice weed shoes. But they honestly, I would say these shoes would look nice if you were gonna wear them for like for instance myself. I would never wear clothes with weed leaves on it. But if I was gonna go to like a fancy 420 party like in LA or something like that, those are the kind of shoes I feel like you could rock to it. Like something like that. That's what they look like. And I'll show you the picture. You'll see it on the video.
Are they boat shoes? What? I don't know.
They are. They're kind of like boat shoes. They're really nice though. I'll show them to you afterwards.
Okay.
You'll like them. I think you'll like them because when I saw them, I was like, yo, even just a regular line is nice. But the Snoop ones that they did, I showed Kevin, and Kevin was even. I was like, damn, that's actually pretty
I
legit.
can't wear these shits to school.
Right.
Get tested.
Yeah, you can't wear them in like a normal
I mean-
like business establishment.
God damn it.
So we got our token female here. So I gotta ask this. I was watching something and they were talking about baby ages. and they said, she was like, oh yeah, my baby is what did she say? My baby is like
37 months.
27 months or something like that.
Fuck
And
you,
I was like, why do people still count months after 12? You shouldn't be counting months anymore. Like, to me, I feel like the months are counted until you get to a year. After a year, you should be saying 1 year, whatever,
X amount
or
of
1 year.
months?
Yeah, 1 year, X amount of months. Why are we still like, what's the point of saying my kid is 19 months old? Why are we saying that? Like,
I think because baby clothes goes up to 24 months.
But
and then
why?
they start at 2T.
but see, that's what I never understood either, is why did the industry do that? Like, why are we still counting months?
I don't know. Also,
Isn't it weird?
developmentally, like, well, you know me, I work with kids, so developmentally, they still count, like, up until 2. They're like, oh, your kid's 20 months old. We're going to do this type. This is the type of shit they should be doing. As opposed to, like, 20 months to 24 months. That 4-month gap is, like, pretty big as far as, like, development goes. So that's why it's so important to know the months. But, like, if you're saying, like, my kid is 48 months old, bitch, your kid is 4.
Bitch, go down the
Your
fire.
kid is 4.
You doing way too much math, bitch. You doing
But also,
extremely
you
a lot of-
expect me to divide by 12 every time? Fuck you.
Right, exactly. It's like, I'm not here for that. Like, just give me a number.
Let me pull out a calculator every time I talk to you about your child.
Yeah, just
No.
ridiculous.
And yes, you're right. Die in a fire.
That's great. That is ridiculous.
So, well, there you have it. She said go down in fire. So that's the end of that, and that's the solution. Just go down in fire. It's really that simple.
Yes.
So I saw this conversation, and I thought it was pretty interesting. So tattoos. You like tattoos.
I do.
You got quite a few. We go on to the topic of relationship type tattoos. Now, hear me out. Let's say you're with someone
Okay.
and y'all have kids.
Okay.
Y'all been together. Obviously, y'all been together for a while and all this stuff. Would you feel some type of way if your significant other decided to get tattoos of like the kids or the kids' names or something like that, but did not want to get your name tatted? How would you feel about that? Like, what's your take on that?
Oh, I feel like you shouldn't get your significant other's name tattooed on you anyway. So,
And I agree.
so totally cool. Like, I feel like the only names you should have on your body are your kids or like your parents or like if someone died and you want to remember them and then you get their name tattooed on you. But
So you wouldn't personally take like offense to that?
no, because I'm going to be like, what if I don't want to be with you in 10 years? You might annoy me.
Right?
I mean, am I going to have to pay for the removal because I asked for you to get it? I mean, I'm just...
Exactly.
Is this what you're going to ask for? I'm in social work. I don't have that kind of money.
Right. Well, I bring it up because like I saw the conversation playing out, and there was like people saying that they would be upset, like they would feel some type of way about it, and I'm like, but why? Even me, like I don't want somebody to tattoo my name. Like that to me is not an honor. In a
And
way,
also, though, like...
I don't. It feels
I know
odd to
people
me.
go into it with thinking like, oh, this is my forever relationship. And you know what? It would be great if it really was, because like that is ultimately what I would want anyway.
Right, and that's what we all want.
But forever is not always a thing. So why would you put something that's forever on your body if you don't know
Right.
for sure that your relationship is going to be forever?
Right. It's like, why put a forever thing on something that could not be forever?
That could change,
Yeah.
right.
You're like,
Like-
on something that could change.
Right.
Like there's a possibility
Exactly.
that it could change.
And I mean, I guess in some ways, like, things have gotten better as far as tattooing goes, where like cover-ups are really far more prominent now.
But why have to go through that is what I'm thinking.
And maybe that's why like that wife was probably upset and was like, well, you know, if we don't work out, you can always just get it covered up.
Oh no! This was actually like it was both sides.
Oh, they
it
were
was
both
women.
upset?
It was women. Well, it was a conversation I was watching.
Also, you're
and there
being
was
an
some
insecure
women, and
little
there was,
bitch.
There was some women and some men that were on that side of saying that they did like they would feel some type of way. And I'm like, but why though? Like I don't want you to tattoo my name on you. Like I don't even want that.
And then think about it like this too, like you as that person who got that name tattooed, if it didn't work out, then the next person you're with, and you
yeah.
have like Shannon tattooed on your chest, and you're with Chelsea now.
Who the fuck is that bitch?
Yeah, like Chelsea's gonna be like, why the fuck you still got Shannon across your chest?
And every time you take off your shirt, she's got to look at that.
What about that bitch Shannon?
Yeah.
Got her tattooed on you.
And
Here we
it
go.
makes the next person
thing
feel
you
some
know,
type of
you
way.
got a list of bitches down your chest because why Shannon gotta be on there? Why Chelsea gotta be on there?
See? So she just laid it out for you. It's a problem. It's a problem.
You all need to stop being so insecure.
First of all, stop with the tattoo and everything. Everything does not have to be solidified in fucking tattoos.
Listen, you leave my peeps alone.
Here's the thing. Now hold on. You know I don't hate on tattoos. You know I'm very fond of them and I like them on other people. I just hate when people make rash decisions with them. I hate because my thing is when I look at a tattoo, I want it to mean something. Like it should mean something, at least to you, if nothing else. Like your tattoos have a meaning.
Like some people get tattoos.
Like whether they're whatever they are, like as long as it has a meaning to you.
To me.
Exactly.
They're not just like flash art that I got because it was on sale.
Or some shit where you did it on a bet. Or some stupid shit.
Like,
just something dumb.
Oh yeah, I got something tattooed on my butt. And you're like, what? Speedy Gonzalez. Like something dumb. Like
Ooh, speaking of that, what kind of message are you sending?
fast and loose, fast and loose.
Fast ass right here. This fast ass. This ass fast. Well, speaking of ass, there was a report that came out that conducted a study on the state of nude photo sharing. So I'm pretty sure we all have some kind of experience in this. It says of those surveyed, ages between 18 to 73. That's a wide ass gap.
73.
73 was the cutoff on this.
Keep your saggy sack to yourself.
So it says 4 in 10 Americans have sent a nude at some point. 11% have done so in the past month.
Guilty.
Says 23% of those surveyed have exchanged nudes with someone on Tinder, but most never followed up for a real date. They found that to be a big statistic there, that people were sending nudes. But I could see that totally
happens a lot,
because
yeah.
people literally, I mean, there's whole profiles set up online
But
just
I
for
think-
people to just put their nudes out there.
Right.
Like people just like to show their nudes to people.
But like you and I have had this conversation where it's like, I'm not showing you nudes unless I know I'm fucking you. So
Yeah, there's no reason to be throwing out news like that, especially in this day and age where people still take everything.
Yeah.
Like, there's just
Yeah.
no reason for that.
Also,
like,
I have way too many tattoos to just be throwing those out there. Like,
oh, and you know what? And it's funny that you brought that up because that leads me right into this because they said that not all news, men and women operate differently when it comes to news, obviously. But they said of those surveyed, 70% of women and 50% of men agree that there should be a criminal punishment for sharing someone else's nudes. Because they said that, now you notice that, you said 70% of women versus 50% of men. And the reason why they say that is because they said that men, they said those between the ages of 18 and 24 are estimated to account for over half the nudes that are sent each month. Whereas those over 40 account for about 15%.
probably. Yeah. Weirdly enough, you just brought that up. I was out with my 2 guy friends on Friday and they were like, I was like, yo, we're on this dating site and you can actually send photos. And they were talking to girls and I'm like, okay, you gotta do like the typical drop your dick. I was like, where are your dick pics, gentlemen? And they both looked at me like, dick pics? What are you talking about? We've never taken a dick pic. And I almost fell out of my chair at the bar. Like, I was like, excuse me, what? Like, you've never done what now? And they're like, we've never taken pictures of our dicks. I was like, that's weird. I'm leaving now. Bye.
That's shocking. That is very shocking.
Right?
But here's they said one of the worst parts of the news culture is how many people received unsolicited images.
Oh, that's me every day.
The 18 to 29 year olds, they said 28% never received one, 62% received one without asking, and 12% of men have received one without asking. They said the term is called cyber flashing. That's what they call it.
Cyber flash.
They call it cyber flashing because they said when it's what's happening is basically when people are just sending nudes just out there like that. But here's the thing. They say where they're most often received and solicited. This is what they broke it down by like the apps. Of course, Tinder was number one.
But Tinder doesn't have the option of dropping pics like that anymore.
Well, it says that Tinder was 40%. 40% of the users were either solicited or received nudes. Plenty of Fish, 27%.
You can send pictures on Plenty of Fish.
So 27% of them.
Okay.
OkCupid, 19%.
I can't remember if you can.
Match.com, 9%. eHarmony, 9%. Those dropped like dramatically.
What about Christian.com?
Christian Mingle, they did not do Christian Mingle. Of course they wouldn't do Christian Mingle. You know Christian
You damn well know Christian Mingle gives you the tingle.
Yeah, and they probably got all their shit, all their information locked down
That's
so
like,
that people can't
no,
research their shit.
This is good, clean fun.
These
in
are
here.
good, clean Christians in here.
What, Jew date?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Oh, Jew date? Yeah, they have a
The
Jew
one
date.
Jew gets into Christian Mingle, fucks the whole thing up. Just shows everybody their circumcised penis. Like, oh, take that.
Oh my God. This is the one that shocked me. Bumble, surprisingly enough, only 4%.
Because probably like the female has to initiate the conversation, and a lot of those matches get lost, so you don't get the opportunity to send a dick pic. Yeah,
That's
'cause
very interesting.
Bumble is supposed to be a very like female-oriented
Yeah,
platform.
that I heard. Yeah. And see, I don't know anything about. I have none of these apps. I know all about
Bumble
all of them.
bores me because I have to be the conversation starter, and I'm like,
I'm not good
but
at
why
that.
though? I just want to say hello, and then you say something stupid, and I make fun of you, and then that's how the conversation starts.
Right.
I don't want to have to be like intellectual on the first line, like.
Fuck being intellectual. Be like, what up, bitch? I'm sorry.
How,
What up?
No, what
Hey,
what it
baby.
do? Hey, what it do?
Hello, baby. What's up?
Or just be like really gross, like guys are like, hey, baby girl, like
Oh, that would be dope. Like, just be a creeper.
just
That'd
be
be
a
dope.
creep and see if they respond.
Here's
I
one
might
more.
have to get into Bumble now.
Right. Yeah, right. Here's one more interesting thing that I thought was very interesting too, and it makes sense. It says while the percentage of men and women who have screenshotted a temporary image like Snapchat may be similar, men are 5 times more likely to share a photo obtained from a friend. And we can all agree that that's true.
Yeah.
You see it all the time. There's whole groups made up of guys that just collect nudes from dude, women, and then just post them to each other.
Right.
It's like a game almost. It's sad to say.
It's like, let's see how many naked bitches you can get today. Like,
Yeah, it's like they're going fishing, which I'm like,
meanwhile, I'm over here like, oh, you sent me an unsolicited dick pic? Let me grade it. F for posture.
listen, I'm glad you brought that up. Like, as a woman, what is the worst thing? Like, if you receive a dick pic, let's not say it's unsolicited. Let's just talk about just if you just get one that you actually wanted to see. What is the worst thing that a dude can do as far as a dick pic? Like, what's the worst
Send
thing?
a flaccid dick pic? Like, what the? I don't need to
I hope
see
y'all
your
listening, man.
angry, sad little worm coming out of your fucking boxer. Like, if I'm asking you to
doing this for y'all,
if
man.
I'm asking to see your dick, show me what dick I'm gonna get when I get there.
Y'all hearing this? It's just letting you know from a woman herself, letting you know. So that's the
Don't
biggest offense.
send me your sad elephant trunk.
Do you have another pointer? One more pointer or something that?
Oh, if you are uncircumcised, pull back your fucking skin, motherfuckers! That's not that hard.
She said, pull the head out. She want to see that
You
thing.
mother.
How you gonna say just a tip when you showing just the
Stupid
skin?
asshole. Makes me want to just show up to your house and smack you in the dick and go home.
Oh,
Learn how to
shit.
take a dick pic, motherfucker. God
damn.
damn it.
Well, there you
You
go.
never seen porn? Jesus.
There you go. Dick pic lessons 101. That was only 2. You got one more? You got one more thing? Or you good? You fresh out? Is there anything that's... One thing I saw that I hear women complain about is toilet shots.
Oh my God.
I heard that. And I
Why
was
would you...
like, that just sounds gross. Like, I just...
Like,
nah.
I'm just here dangling my dick off the toilet. Like, ew.
Right?
Ew. Or the shots where it's like mostly balls. I don't want to fucking see your balls. I mean, I know they're there, but that's not...
Right, women don't care about...
No,
yeah.
no.
No, that's not really a
Don't
thing.
do the upshot where it's mostly balls. I don't give a fuck about that.
The on your knees perspective?
Like, bitch, I'm gonna be pushing those back, just so you know.
All right, we gotta
Okay,
move
we're
on.
done.
We
We're
gotta
done.
move on. Okay, so y'all got it now. So y'all took notes. You can rewind it if you need to, and just now you know what you need to do. If you're gonna send that girl that unsolicited dick pic, at least you can come correct.
because you know it might pique an interest, even if it's unsolicited. Like, oh, that's
You
a
never
nice
know.
dick.
Yeah, you never know.
mean-
I highly doubt that the unsolicited dick pic thing is good. But
5%.
Ooh, you think 5? I think that's high.
Because I know some bitches.
Moving on. So I read this headline and I was like, hold on, let me just read it for y'all real quick. Woman accidentally opens plane's emergency exit thinking it was the bathroom. That's the headline. I was like, the first thing I said was, huh?
How dumb is this bitch?
How do you ask? And who let her? Like, who's not sitting
First
there?
of all, before you
Because
say,
that's a
"Oh,
heavy
they
ass
tell you
door.
this
Thank
shit."
you. And you know how that's not an easy door to open.
No, and also like in an airplane, it's just a little switchy thing, and you push the door. You don't have to like unlatch shit and like.
Bitches sitting there
Like-
unlatching the top, unlatching the middle, and
People are just
nobody's
watching
saying,
her?
They're just like, no. This lady's just playing with the emergency in a post 9/11 world, and we let her do that. Like,
No.
I would have jumped up so
There
fucking
would've
fast.
been
Like, what the fuck is she doing? What's she doing?
4 people would have tackled her to the ground.
I don't know why they did it. They didn't.
Dumb bitch.
This is
Were
what
they
she
already
did.
in the air?
She thought, yes, they were in the air.
hell no.
Listen, this is what happened. So she thought, but this would kill me. She thought it was the fucking bathroom. So when she did that, they said she did get the door to open. And soon as she did, the evacuation slide immediately deployed from underneath the exit door.
Yeah, because that's what's supposed to happen.
Exactly. Because of the woman's mistake, the flight was delayed 7 hours due to airline protocol and unloading of all luggage and passengers. And they said the passengers were they gave them food and some additionally received like an overnight hotel stay and transportation, all that stuff. So that's how that story ended. But my thing is how do you mistake? How did that happen at all?
Yeah, that story was
fucking
so
stupid.
sweet. Like short and sweet. They didn't say like the rest of the passengers murdered this lady afterwards.
Like I would have been choked. Right, you
Right,
would
I
have been
would've choked her out.
extremely mad. Like, but
Yeah, like
they
7
really,
hours. Like if you were on that flight for work, you would have been fucked.
But here's my thing. I can't even vouch for those people because they watched her fucking do it. Somebody saw that bitch messing with that door.
Unless it was like a long flight and it was like a red eye and everyone was sleeping and the bitch was like, maybe this is the bathroom. Like, but even then,
No.
like the stewardess
They tell you
should have
where the bathroom
known.
was at
Like
before you
the
take off.
airline attendant should have been like,
And they usually have people sitting
you
in front
can't
of
even
those
get up out of your seat without the airline attendant being like, what are you doing without
Thank
your seatbelt?
you. So how? That's why I'm like questioning how
What country?
did this happen?
What country?
Excuse me. It's funny that you mentioned. I didn't even. This was going from Manchester to Islamabad.
Islamabad? Is that even here?
No, it's no, it ain't here.
I mean, in this world.
Oh, this is how I spell
East, right?
Islamabad. Islamabad.
Islamabad? No, they're never bad. They're cute.
I love llamas.
That sounds like the Middle East.
So it wasn't here. Yeah, it wasn't here in the
So from
States.
the UK to the Middle East, someone was like, I don't care if these fuckers die.
Right, it wasn't Southwest or anything. It wasn't American.
It wasn't American
You know,
Airlines.
American Airlines
You know,
would have beat your ass
I
way
know.
before you even got to the door.
I know. With their little like stuffy ass handkerchief thingies on their neck.
Ugh, I would hate wearing that. I hate wearing shit around my neck, period. I don't even understand people. Even when I was in the military, it was hard. I couldn't wear my dog chains around my neck. Couldn't do it.
What the hell?
Do you like, can you wear stuff?
I can't
like
wear
on-
You have to
high.
wear those?
Like this shirt is loose, so it doesn't bother me. But
Mm-hmm.
a high collar, I'm like constantly yanking at it.
Oh, you know what I hate is when you get those shirts where the collar is a little hugs your throat a little bit, where you can't get it away from your throat, and,
And
it's
you're
just you're like, "Ugh," well, I feel like somebody just slightly trying to do like erotic like asphyxiation or whatever on me or whatever
But
they're
it's
called.
not erotic. It's not.
It's not though. Yeah, you're
I'm
like,
not
"Ugh."
naked, and this is not cool.
And I have my Batman costume on. Wait, what? Who said that? I don't know nothing about nothing. No, that was Butters.
Little Kenny hangs himself.
I think. Yeah.
Oh
no,
yeah, he does.
Kenny did. I figured you would like this, so I saved this one especially for you. There is a website that warns you if a dog dies in a movie. It will warn you beforehand.
Bro.
So if you want to know if you're triggered by dogs dying, They officially have an app now. It's called doesthedogdie.com.
Oh my God.
They just went straight to the point. Like, we're not even going to get fancy with the title.
I know someone who you would not think was a sensitive little bitch when it comes to this. But they were like, a dog died. Ah! And I'm like, yeah, tell me about it. Why the dog? Why not a cat?
Right. Why are we never killing cats? You know why? You know why? Because they know that people won't care. They know that
Nobody
people
gives
won't
a
care.
shit about a cat.
They know if a dog dies, the whole fucking theater is going to cry. If a cat dies, everybody's like, eh.
Like in my neighborhood app, they're like, yo, by the way, we saw this tabby cat get run over. I hope it wasn't anybody's. Bye. Like, there's no like, oh, this poor dog.
Right.
He just got run over. We picked him up and ran him to the vet. Like, sadly, he didn't make it.
Now you could tell your homegirl, doesthedogdie.com. That's literally what it's called, doesthedogdie.com. And basically, it's emotional spoilers for movies, TVs, books, video games, and more. So basically, any source of media you want to take in, you can now go on this website and find out if a dog dies in it.
Man.
So if you're triggered by that, see, what a time to be alive.
What a time.
What a time. Like, because that really, like, fucks you up like bad. And we know the dog didn't really die. That's my thing. I can't even get sad about it because I know the dog didn't really die. I just can't.
What about Marley and Me? I mean,
The dog
isn't that
didn't
based
really...
on a real story? The dog really
Was
did
it?
die.
Oh, was it? Was it based on a real
I think so.
Oh, well, then that dog died. Then that bitch went to heaven. Okay. What you want me to say?
Based on real events. Fuck. That dog really did die.
Yeah, that dog really did. Oh, well, then it is what it is. So this sounds like your weekend. There was...
Yo, what is that supposed to mean?
Listen to this headline, though. Well, I'm not calling you this, but just the actions of which this happened.
Continue.
This is the headline. It says, a pig steals 18 beers from campers, gets drunk, and starts a fight with a cow.
Listen,
Like,
I would never fight a cow. Those bitches are mean.
you almost fought a cow in that club we was at that one time. That was a cow.
Oh.
That was your cow.
Well,
Now you remember? You didn't have 18 beers, but you was there. You was close.
he was more like a gorilla.
Hold on, this is what's crazy though. So this happened, so the campers were sleeping and some other people saw the pig. So he basically ransacked their shit, drank all their beers, and then they watched it go from there straight to the trash can. And then he went, after he got done with the trash can, he went over to a cow, started to pick a fight with the cow, and then
I just want to watch the pig start a fight with the cow.
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
Like, oink, oink, oink,
Right.
motherfucker. And the cow's
what
like,
up, gay size, bitch? Oink, bitch.
oink. What are you looking at? Why you mooing at me?
Can't nobody tell me nothing.
Move, bitch.
Move it. I like it. Well, then after they did that, they said the pig ran to the river and then passed out. He's like, okay, I'm done.
I mean, that's kind of similar to me. I ended up in the shower this weekend when I got home because I couldn't lay down. I was like, if I lay down, I'm dead. Like, this is how I die.
See, and this is why I said this reminds me of your weekend because the story's not over.
Oh, shit.
After the pig took a nap, the pig woke up and tried to cross the road and a truck hit it.
Oh.
Okay, I didn't get hit by a truck.
Womp, womp, womp. Free bacon for everybody. And it's infused with
E1,
beer.
pig 0.
Hey, it's marinated now. It's got that beer flavoring in it now.
It's all well, it's not marinated. It's like
infused.
Yeah,
That's
the
what it
meat's
is.
all tender now.
Yeah, you got to use them Food
And that
Network
truck
words.
hit it, like freaking just
Tenderize the
tenderize the
fuck out of
shit out of it. Like,
Oh,
this is gonna be some good pig.
Yes. Put that bitch on the motherfucking grill. Let's go. Ready to eat that bitch up. So yes, that was your weekend in the form of an animal.
Yeah.
You know how I love Florida.
Oh, okay.
Those of y'all that are listening. Yeah, y'all know I'm sarcastic about that one. But this is where this is why I say Florida's so fucked up. So peep game on this. So this is a woman who was fearing her husband. So her abusive husband, feared him.
Okay.
She went ahead and took. Let me just start from the beginning. She was arrested and charged with armed burglary, and I'm gonna tell you why. So basically what happened is she was going through a divorce with her husband. The guy's nutso. They had the divorce court date. After they left court, the dude followed her after court and rammed her car until she ran off the road. So clearly he's psycho.
Right.
So, and this is not the first time that he's abused her. So she, after that incident, immediately went and got like an injunction put against him for basically, what's that called? Restraining order, right? So when she did that, the judge went ahead and granted that, and then he said he was going to release him from jail. I don't know why they released him from jail. They was letting him out of jail, and they said that. But this is under the condition that he not own or possess any firearms. Now
That's usually the thing with a restraining order. That's one of the things.
But peep game on this. So so he's not supposed to have any firearms. Well, he did have some firearms. So according to the court documents, she went to the place. She went to the dude's house, grabbed the guns, and then she took them to the police department in fear of herself. Like, she's like, I know this motherfucker has guns. He's not going to give up these guns, and he just tried to run me off the fucking road. Right. Clearly he's crazy. So she, trying to take them for herself, grabbed his guns, took them to the police department. They arrested her ass.
For stealing his guns?
They arrested her. No, but this is what they got her with. They got her with that bullshit charge of burglary, charged with armed burglary. Nobody was in the house. All she did was go inside her house, which she has a right to be in that house, so it can't even be considered burglary either. Right.
But armed burglary?
Yes.
She didn't come in
good
with
old Florida.
arms.
Good old Florida, right?
You know what she needs? A methed out squirrel.
That's what she can't go to jail for, a methed out squirrel. So yeah, that's what they charged her with. And then what's even worse about that, so the dude ended up getting out of jail for that incident, and she ended up staying she spent another 5 days and 6 nights in jail because she turned in his guns to stop him from killing her.
All right.
Good old Florida. We love Florida. It's such a great state.
We should all just move to Florida.
We should all
guys.
just move to Florida. I swear,
totally.
America. I'm telling you, Florida is making America great again.
Pack your bags. Pack your bags. We're leaving right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing.
Yeah,
just
right now.
Lovely stuff. You know, women shoving syringes up their vaginas. You know, we got this situation. Oh, hurricanes. Let's not forget those beautiful hurricanes.
Wonderful hurricanes.
Love those, which I'm sure insurance will fight you tooth and nail on every time you try to make a claim.
They're like, that's an act of God. We don't cover that.
They would do some bogus shit. I swear to God, I hate insurance. They are the shadiest people in the world. Like, they really do try to figure out a way to not pay out. I'm like, but why is we paying you? Exactly what are we paying you for? So we mentioned the whole... Wow, I just blinked. What just happened?
Dead silence.
No, I got a little warm, so I had to chill real quick.
It
got hot in her like Nelly. So I told you about What a Time to Be Alive, right? So I thought this was pretty cool. So there's a dad out there that created a driving simulation game to put teens into actual driving situations. And I understood what he meant by that. This isn't like your typical let's just do
driver's ed.
No, not driver's ed. And that's what I like about this. So basically what happened is they said that he narrowly avoided a crash with his teenage son in the car. And he was 14 years old and he knew that he was going to be driving soon. He was able to miss that situation and not get into a car accident, but he thought to himself that if this was my son, he wouldn't have had the driving skills to be able to manage that. Mm-hmm. So he created a virtual game for him because he's like, well, these kids have access to this stuff through video games, things like that. So he created a whole thing where it puts them in for real driving situations. And the reason why he said that, he said it's not about the driving itself. He was like, driver's ed is to teach you the rules of the road.
It's
but
about
this is putting you in the
problem-solving skills.
Exactly, and that's essentially what he was saying. Because he was like, think about when you're teaching your kids how to drive. You're not taking them out in those real-life situations. He said, if it's really foggy and rainy and you're teaching them how to drive, you're not going to take them outside that day.
Right.
But if they're an adult, they're going to have to drive in that.
Right.
And they're not prepared for it. So he created this video game. So what's cool about this is any kid that has an Xbox can go and download this driving game. And they actually reward, instead of rewarding you for risk and things like that, like in video games, they actually give you points for encourage good habits. Yeah, like checking mirrors and things like not texting. So don't be texting while you're playing.
Well,
Can you pause it though? That's what I was thinking.
I saw this commercial where this lady's talking about her discount for her insurance.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and she was like,
and like the carpool, her work carpool is like, we're gonna be late to the meeting, and then she's like, don't mess with my discount.
Oh yeah, she's like,
and then
pregnant.
like she's in labor, and like the husband's trying to speed, and she's like, yo, watch your speed.
Right.
And he's like, but you're in labor. She's like, don't mess with my discount.
That's honestly about how it is nowadays. With these insurance companies, you got to be hella careful.
I'm like, okay, have a baby in the car then, bitch. Like,
who gonna clean it up? Because it ain't gonna be me. That's for damn sure.
it will definitely not be your insurance because that was an act of God.
That was such an act of God. So yeah. So and this is what I thought was really cool. If they added to the realism of the game, if you actually get in a car accident in the game, the game will take you to court and put you in front of a real judge that they've partnered with.
Oh shit.
Like just to give you that clarity of like, wow, like you can go to court for fucking up. I think it's super cool. So
I mean,
yeah,
it teaches you responsibility and accountability.
Exactly.
Okay, cool.
I'm about to.
But
tell
it's
you
only
something.
for Xbox.
No, right now it is right now. So it's called Driving Essentials XE. It's $39 on Xbox. So anybody listening to this, if you got teenage kids, probably want to get them on this. I think it'll be cool if they got an Xbox. They are working on a PS4 version. So a PS4 version is not out as of yet, but it will be coming.
No Nintendo Switch version, of course.
Because kids play Nintendo Switch.
Excuse
we know
me?
it's all geared towards 8-year-olds, and you're like the only one sending a bunch of 8-year-olds. Like, you got Link past this part yet?
Oh, let me tell you, he's cross-dressing in my game right now. Mm-hmm.
Oh, Pride Month. Better watch out. People gonna be mad. Did you get mad? Did you almost sell your game when you saw that?
I didn't get mad. It was funny. The only way to get into a city full of women was to dress like a woman. So I had to go to this dude that was dressed like a chick and be like, "You're so beautiful."
What about the big reveal, though?
And then the dude was like, "Are you sure I'm beautiful?" And like, you basically have to be like, "Absolutely." And then he'll say like,
"Is it a Link game?"
Yes.
This is like
And then
50 Shades of Grey.
I'm like, for real. And then he'll be like, well, I can get you an outfit just like this. And then he asks you for money and he gives you this outfit. And then you can get into this city full of women. And I'm like, fuck yeah, let's do it.
My God.
So now I got him running around half naked in a little tube top and...
Oh, Nintendo, I see you. Okay, so you are trying to sneak some stuff up in there. I see y'all. Y'all doing what Disney used to do in the 90s. When you used to slip all them sexual innuendos and all the cartoons that we never noticed until we got older and it was too late.
Link, I mean, he looks adorable in a little...
Link looks like... Isn't Link Link
he
is a
looks
guy,
like
right?
a girl, yeah.
But he looks like a female.
He looks like a girl, yeah.
The character itself. But that's
He's
like
very
them anime
feminine
type
looking.
characters. I feel like all anime
And
type
I like
characters.
how, like, in all the Zelda games, you're like, this amazing warrior, Link, and he looks like a little boy, like a little
you
girl.
see it.
I'm like,
You're like, whose kid is this?
who the fuck left their kid?
Who brought the kid?
Right. And he's supposed to be like the ultimate warrior. I'm like, all right.
Well, he been around for so
we'll
damn
get through
long.
this. We'll get through this.
Yeah, I don't know. They going on and on and on with that. Like I said, I'm still waiting for Nintendo to come out with like a legit system. I want to see Mario in like PS4 graphics.
But why though? Like that's part of the
it's going to
charm
look
of
badass.
Nintendo though, to have that like.
No, I don't mind it to look cartoony. I still want it to be cartoony, but I just want it to be in those higher graphics. Because you can still make stuff. I mean, look at what
Haven't you seen my
a Pixar
Switch?
movie is what it essentially looks
But like,
like.
haven't you seen my Switch? The graphics are pretty.
I know, but they're not anywhere close to PS4 or Xbox.
I mean,
That's
who
all I'm
really
saying.
wants that? I
I'm
mean,
not saying the
I get
graphics aren't.
headaches.
Oh my God,
I
here
get
we go.
headaches. Here we go.
Cause you be playing it for 20 hours straight. You
Shut
fucking
your
nerd.
mouth. I ain't got time for that anymore.
Oh, I ain't got time. She having a city girl summer, y'all. That's what she doing. She out here twerking it. Ay, throw it back at it.
I could barely walk on Sunday. I was like, what did I do to my body?
She having a city girl summer out here. Cause it is her, but your birthday's coming up.
It's
Your
a birth-
actual birthday.
Well, it's my birthday month.
Right.
So, you know.
Which is typical of adults. If you're an adult, you should
Well,
celebrate.
it's typical of Eve. I mean, birthday.
I do it too, and I know a lot of people that do it. Girl, you ain't.
Birthday
Stop
half
it.
year? I mean,
Half year?
the first 6 months of the year, my birthday, like, I can just use that excuse, right? My birthday's in June.
Hell no, you
In
can't.
January, like, but my birthday's in June. I only have 6 months to be this age. Let me have it.
Okay.
Let me have it.
So now that we on the sun, now I gotta add, what would be the worst month to have, like, what would be the worst month to have your birthday in? Not, we ain't even gotta pick a day, just worst month. You think?
Worst
You got
month?
a summer, I think
Dude,
summer
my
birthdays
fucking
are
birthday
blessed.
is legit because,
Spring
like,
and summer birthdays, y'all are
well,
good.
mine is
Mine's
legit
around-
because it's like 4 days before 4th of July. So it's like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I think a shitty birthday would probably be November or December, actually.
December. That's what I was gonna say.
By the holidays,
Yes.
because then you get gypped. Like you,
Everybody's like, here's your Christmas and
your
birthday gift.
Fuck
Fuck you
you,
too, nigga.
no.
What's your cheap ass?
Right.
Birthdays in the
Like,
same
no.
I know how much you make, dog.
No, right. You can afford 2 presents. What the fuck?
I feel like here, this is my thing. If you a human being, every human being gets 2 days where you should be getting gifts at least. Your birthday, and then Christmas, you should get something.
I mean,
and I feel like you shouldn't put the 2 together. That's not fair to the person.
That's like,
how I feel. It wasn't their fault.
I mean, in relationships, that's your 2 freebies for blowjobs if you're a dude. Christmas and your birthday.
Well, she took it there. Well, hey, I agree.
You can't just be like, oh, well, let's just combine your blowjobs. You get 1.
Right. Well, you ain't get one long one.
1 a year.
Well, I mean, is she timing herself or what? You get 2
she's
30-minute
like, no.
blowjobs.
She's like, no. 1 30-minute for both. And you're like,
oh, hell no.
I'm pretty sure this is not okay. Just saying. Just saying.
Yeah. No, so yeah, that would be I kind of like, and my birthday is long enough away from the holiday where I can be all right, but it's still in the winter. The winter always fucks me. But in
winter,
Arizona,
where you're, yes, because where you're from, it's snowing. But like Arizona and California, like Southern California, I mean, it's cooler, but it's not like there's snow outside.
Oh, but I've had straight up blizzards happen on my birthday, and I was like, thank you for shutting down the entire city.
No one's coming to your birthday party. Sorry. Your mom builds you snowman guests. Like,
stop. You're getting ready to make me cry. I shed an emoji tear.
Just one single emoji tear.
I gotta tattoo it now.
Oh,
I gotta tattoo the tear on my face, because face tats are cool.
A thing now.
Or something. Why the...
Before why? That's exactly
that's really
why.
what I want to know. Wait.
Maybe we're old. Like, we just don't get it because we're old now.
No, it's fucking stupid. Just point blank period. What can you do with that? Like, if you're trying to do something with yourself in life, having a face tat, nobody's gonna take you seriously. I don't care how much money you have.
I hope you really like stalking, because that's the only job you're gonna get.
Or if you just so happen to be good at rap, you can do that. If you're musically talented, you can get away with it, but you better...
can either be a rapper, a stripper.
Any kind of musician, really, if you're good at it.
I mean, not with a... I mean, you can't be a country singer with a face tattoo. I just feel like...
you can't.
That's not...
Well, apparently you can't even be black and be a country singer, so there's that.
First of all, I will take your black card if you're ever a country singer and black. I will take your black card. We talking to you, Hootie and the Blowfish. Hootie.
So
you can be, let's see, you can be a rapper, you can be a stripper, or you can be a stalker at a supermarket.
Or some dumbass Instagram famous person, some fake ass Instagram famous person.
Or an influencer.
Yeah, an influencer.
Quote unquote. Yeah, they were losing their shit again. Instagram went down this week and they were like, how am I supposed to make my money? Get a real job, bitch. Like the rest of us. What the fuck?
It went down. I didn't even notice it. See, I don't even be. This is how you know people's bloodlines are like tied to this shit. Like when these social media account like things go down, rarely do I like get affected by them because I'm not even usually.
I get affected when my PS3 goes down.
He's like, my PS3 got damn it.
Oh yeah, it went down. Apparently it went down the other day. It was Hulu and PlayStation went down.
I heard about Hulu.
Like the same day.
And I was like, well, it's so great. I didn't choose to watch Hulu today.
And Netflix was like, yes.
Netflix was like, got that bitch.
They was like, ooh, look at our traffic just surged.
Right. I mean.
So apparently watch Adam Sandler's new movie. I call bullshit on that.
The murder mystery movie?
Yes. Did you watch it? Are you one of those
with,
people that watched it? Adam Sandler and the girl that he always do shit
Jennifer
with?
Aniston?
No, not Jennifer Aniston. Oh, was it her?
Yeah,
yes,
it was Jennifer Aniston.
I thought it was Drew Barrymore. Sorry.
It's like cheesy and
so you watched it?
I did. You wanna know why? Because I like cheesy movies.
But I don't like Adam Sandler though.
I love cheesy movies. And it was
Adam Sandler though?
sometimes the movies are good, sometimes they're not. Like,
he's like his missing.
Yeah, like
he plays
for example, so many
damn...
people love like Happy Gilmore.
I think Happy Gilmore was one of his best movies.
I don't like it.
Which one do you like?
I like what's the one with the little boy? Dad something.
Big Daddy?
Is it Big Daddy?
Yeah, it's called Big Daddy.
Where he he has
a little boy
white,
and the boy.
The little white blonde kid shows up at his door
that's Big Daddy.
Like, you're my dad? Yeah, that one.
That one was alright too.
That's
not
cute.
a bad one.
I like 50 First Dates.
I didn't watch that.
You didn't?
I didn't watch that. I didn't watch any of his movies because it's Adam Sandler. Like every time I see the trailer, I'm like, it's the same dude in every movie. Like with the same characters.
So is Ben Stiller's really like the same. He's
and
got
I don't
no
watch. You're right. And I don't watch his
character development.
You're right. Carry on. Who else? Will Ferrell. I will put him in. I don't really like his stuff either because
if I ever watch a funny guy in a serious thing, I'm like, whoa. And if I ever see like a serious dude and like a funny thing, like I didn't think, what's his face?
You really got to brush up on names.
The guy from Magic Mike or whatever.
Oh, Channing Tatum?
Yeah, Channing Tatum. Like, I didn't like him. Everyone's like, oh, he's so hot. And I was like, he's got a funny looking face, first of all. But then he was in like 21 Jump Street and he was funny. And I was like, holy shit.
That's what everybody said.
Yeah,
actually.
and I was like, oh my God, he's funny. Now he's cute. Like, I was like, now he's cute.
So he did Magic Mike. He took his clothes off to a thong, danced, humped the ground, everything in the rain, and that wasn't enough. When he made a joke,
I was like,
you was like, I'm sold. Take me now.
I was like, put your fucking chiseled abs away. Tell me a fucking dad joke. Maybe we'll get there. And he did, and I was like, damn, okay then.
They did say that was one of the big like surprises of that when they found out. They said that when they found out that he could be funny, they was like, this is gonna work. But then they stressed it out.
What's his face? Jonah Hill can also be like serious.
He can be. He's a talented dude.
He's a good actor.
Yeah, he is. There's not too many comedians that can cross over and do that, but he can. But you know what? We don't want to keep y'all too long. We done chit-chatted it up.
Just fucking bullshit. This podcast went nowhere.
It went nowhere. But hey, hopefully you get something out of it. I'm sure you learned something because we always dropping knowledge around here. Hell, I think Eve learned something.
Apparently,
we learned about the KFC.
If I ever drink 18 beers, I'm gonna fight a cow. I mean,
there you go, and then get hit by a truck. Hopefully not.
I don't want to get hit by a truck.
No, let's not do that. Yeah,
can you guys like keep me away from the truck if that ever?
Yeah.
Let me fight the cow, but like.
Yeah. Let me fight the cow. Well, with that said, we gotta go so she can go and fight this said cow because apparently the cow owes her money. So with that being said, I'm out. This your boy HL on the Life As I See It podcast. We got my special guest Eve.
Bye.
And then of course Quiet Kev. And we will holler at y'all when we see you. Love, peace, and hair grease. Cheer.